Alright, so as you may know, we are no longer in Yangon, Myanmar. We are now in...
That was insane.
That was fun.
I've never seen that. What happened? We found it. Good. You look like a professional, Chris.
Sau đó mình tắm bọc hết.
She said you can't.
Alright, we are no longer in Yangon, Myanmar. We are now in Vientiane, the capital city of Laos. And we're going to start things off by showing you the apartment that we rented out for the entire month that we will be staying here. And actually, I'm a little nervous at the moment because the apartment is right behind me through the blue gate, but stray dogs here are kind of staring me down, kind of going back and forth between this open area of the driveway here. So I'm gonna go ahead and head in now while I have the chance before they start coming after me. And this is our Airbnb. So far in Vientiane, we have really been liking it. Super chill, laid back place, laid back people. Yeah, everything is totally relaxed. We got a really good deal on this Airbnb, so let's go ahead and show you guys now. So this is like a very open concept type of place. So as you can see, very airy and just really open. And right over here is the master bedroom and living area. All right. Obviously I'm kidding, and that was a super cheesy introduction, but our actual Airbnb is right across the way. So this building here seems like it probably was a house at some point, and now it's been renovated to have like 4 or 5 different apartment units in it.
Yeah, so we're here in Laos, and when we first showed up to our Airbnb, it was a little hard to find. Basically, we're on a street here, and like if you can kind of just see just here behind me, the street kind of goes back that way, and it's basically like just a little road, and then on each side of the road, you kind of have these like houses, the little alleyways. So it's kind of like hard to see like which place is yours, but as you can see just behind me here that this is our place, and there's a blue gate back there that was like the landmark that we were supposed to find, but it's open now, as you can see. But the way that we figured out which place was ours was actually right over here. You can see this Airbnb sign. So that's how we actually figured out that this was our place, and we stopped in and just went through the gate, and we're all good. So something interesting about this place is that we've got like a lot of schools right around here, and they're actually like what is known as international schools. So I wasn't previously familiar with it, but we've spoken to a few people, and essentially it seems to be schools where wealthy Lao children go, or wealthy Lao kids, and then also like kids, expat kids. So I think there's like 2 or 3 schools, like a primary school, secondary school. So like when we come out here, when these schools are letting out and walk on these streets, right now you can see that these streets are pretty empty, but they get super packed. Kids, cars, motorcycles. What I'm trying to do right now is avoid the ants. There's like some ants out here at the entryway. So for some reason, these are the particular ones that try to bite you. Like, some ants will just kind of crawl on you or leave you alone, but these ones bite. We really like our street here, and like there's convenience stores just right around the corner. Right up here, we've got convenience stores where we can get like essentials. And then like a little bit further down the street, there's like a grocery store that we walk to. That takes quite a while. But yeah, this is a nice little place, and so far we're really enjoying it. It's super laid back. That's something we were looking for after kind of being crazy, moving around for like, you know, a few months this year. So we're looking for something to kind of relax and chill for a little bit.
We're now just going to head inside and take a look around. So this area in here is just like a kind of common area, an entrance, kind of like French style. So now our unit is all the way down here on the very end. This is our home for the month in Vientiane, Laos. First thing about the inside of our home, at least, that you may notice, squeaky door adds some character. But yeah, so this is it. It's just a small 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom apartment. And here we have our kind of full kitchen area. It has everything that we need to cook meals. So we cook right here on this one hot plate, full-size fridge right here, and a microwave. So this place came equipped with all the dishes that we need, everything to cook with. We bought a couple things here and there just to make our lives easier, but yeah, this is it. Nice, we've enjoyed cooking. So if we walk this way, this is where we spend most of our time.
Oh.
So this is technically the dining area. But we use it mostly for working on our computers. And if you think that this looks a little strange at first glance, maybe it is, but we have both of our laptops elevated using the drawers that come out of a dresser in the bedroom. And the reason that we do that is just like ergonomics purposes, because otherwise our laptops are like way down, and so we're kind of hunched over on our screens, and we're trying to prevent the nerd neck a little bit, you know. So we elevate our laptops on whatever we can kind of find in each place that we stay, and do that. And we have these external keyboards too, so we're not having to hunch over that elevation. We've got it right there at our fingertips. So yeah, this is where all of our video productions are put in place. And if we walk back this way, then we have our nice little cozy living room. So couch, table, television. We have not used the television at all. We did try to hook our laptop up to the television, but there was no cable, like no HDMI cord to do that, because sometimes if we're watching Netflix or something like that, it's nicer to watch on a larger screen, but we haven't been able to do that. So besides that, we haven't really used that area. Now if we come here, we have these kind of French door situation, glass, see-through, and this is the bedroom. And quite surprisingly, huge king-size bed. Usually in places that we stay, the max we get is a queen, but we got lucky with a king-size bed, although the blanket's more like a twin size. But yeah, the living room has an air conditioning unit in there. And the bedroom also has its own air conditioning unit. So, very large wardrobe area, which we stuffed all of our clothes and random things in before we started filming so we didn't look like a mess. And then a little vanity table that you can just kind of maybe get dressed at. Now we have the bathroom.
This is a Lao crib style bathroom. It's basic.
So this is our bathroom. It has hot water in the shower, Western toilet, nice large sink, place to hang the towels, clothes hamper. And now this may be something that's like totally common. I'm saying maybe, so it definitely is very common in Southeast Asia. But somehow with all the Airbnbs that we've stayed at so far, and Bali and Malaysia and Singapore and here in Myanmar, we've never had a water heater like this. But this seems to be a very standard way that water heaters are implemented here. So it's just like this small thing, and it's I guess it's electric, and it heats the water like on the spot. So what we are accustomed to is having like a large tank that's a hot water heater that holds multiple gallons and heats the water, and then you use it. But this, it seems to just heat on demand as the water runs through it. So that's our first time using one of these. It's got like a temperature gauge on there where you can control how hot or how cool you want the water. So yeah, pretty nifty. First time.
Usually in Southeast Asia so far, a lot of the water heaters have been like a little bit smaller than what we see back home, but they're above you. Like you can see it right in the bathroom.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah, we had that in Yangon, and then the other ones that we've
had
used
in Bali as well.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, but in KL, I'm not sure what they had.
Whatever it was hidden. Yeah.
You're right.
So something quite interesting. I'm wondering where I should show, in the living room, bedroom, or bathroom. Maybe we'll show you it all, but I'll use the bedroom as an example.
Yeah, I say we go with the bedroom.
All right, so we have very special lights in our bedroom, bathroom, living room, and kitchen. So as you see, these are just kind of like some standard white lights on us right now, but you got to check out this super cool feature. So now we kind of feel like we're in an aquarium. I'm not sure if you can see it shining down on my face, so we'll get a shot of it pointing straight up. But these electric blue lights in the shape of a wave are they took us by surprise, let's say. Like we weren't expecting that. Kind of just interesting, especially in the bedroom and the bathroom and the living room and kitchen.
Yeah,
so,
the whole house.
It turns into an aquarium / rave / like meditation center, you know, whichever one of those you want to pick, we can turn it into that in the blink of an eye. So apparently we have somebody who wants to make their big debut on camera.
This is right outside the bedroom window.
So sometimes at night we hear meow noises coming from the window, but usually by the time we hear it, it's pitch black. Now we see who the culprit is.
Looks like it's prowling. Hunting.
Hopefully not for geckos.
Yeah. Cats don't eat geckos.
They eat anything that moves, or I don't know if they actually eat it or if they just attack it. So if any of you are familiar with this blue lighting style, is that some particular type of style, or is that just the people who designed this place thought it would be cool? I mean,
Yeah, like where does it come from? If it is a style, like what is its purpose and the history behind that? We'd love to know.
yeah, because that was very new to us. But speaking of style and architecture, let's go back into the living room where it's more well lit with some soft non-blue lighting. So the architecture in this place is pretty cool. Like, I think, like I said, this appears to be maybe a house, like a large house that was renovated and instead like put with like 5 different apartment units inside. And with that, we can't tell if some of the stuff in here is like old from the original building or if it was put in new. But some of this stuff looks like pretty old, like this crown molding all throughout here is like super thick, like the trim and crown molding all throughout. So usually you don't see stuff like that in new places. So it's kind of got this like antique style look. And then like the French doors, for example, that go into the bedroom. The ceilings, you know, have this kind of elevated like shape inside. We got like this kind of antique looking chandelier, maybe not so antique, but it's like all a particular type of style. So given that Laos was previously like colonized by the French, we were thinking maybe this is kind of French style, but we are not in touch with French culture or history that much ourselves, so we can't say for sure. We do have some paintings on the wall for some wall decor that look kind of French style with like French cafes and stuff like that, but other than that, we're not exactly sure about the architecture. Another example would be like this door in terms of the style. It's let's see, can we turn on additional lights? So it's like just like a really thick, like hardcore wooden door, and it's got like these engraved, you know, nice designs on it. One other thing to mention is that like we are technically on the outskirts of the downtown Vientiane area. So if you look on a map, and you'll see the downtown area is going to be like right at the bend of the Mekong River. So that's like kind of where the city center of Vientiane is. We are away from that only by about a 10-minute drive, but we've also walked there and ran there. So it takes about like a 45-minute walk to get from our apartment to the city center, but I don't think that people are insane as us when it comes to walking everywhere. So a lot of people cycle there and they can get there in like 15 minutes. You could hail a tuk-tuk and get there in 10 minutes, or even get a taxi and be there in 10 minutes for affordable rates too. So we've kind of liked being in this like residential area away from, I was gonna say the busy city, but even in the center, that's one thing about Vientiane is that it's a very chill, laid back and relaxed city. You don't feel like you're in a capital. But it's still nice to kind of be away. We're kind of on this gravel street that just is close to a couple of stores and schools, so we get to see like local life, neighborhood life, stuff like that. So that's been fun, and so I'm glad we booked here instead of in the city center for our first time, at least, to get in touch with a different kind of side, I think.
Which I will say that all of that about not being a bustling city capital is true unless it's a holiday, which
Yes.
you will see.
Yeah, so you'll see what we're talking about in a later video of when we went out in the city during a holiday festivity time. So, but yeah, for now, that is it for our apartment, and we will see you in the next one. All right, so as you may know, we are no longer in Yangon, Myanmar. We are now in Vientiane, the capital city of Laos, or Lao. It's kind of weird because we've seen debates about this online, so let us know in the comments. Laos or Lao to refer to the actual country itself, not Lao people, not Lao as an adjective. Ow. Okay, so kind of a failed attempt because I just got bit by an ant. And Chris got bit by one, and these are the kind that actually hurt. Oh my god. Okay. Shoot. Until further notice, I must stop.
That's terrible. So another thing that we've noticed around here is that there are quite a bit of dogs, and a lot of them they're not really aggressive, but they're more like hyper. So the dogs actually will like bark at you, and it's a little bit different from when we were in Myanmar. There were a lot of dogs around, but they were like super lethargic. These dogs, they're like more hyper, and so they'll bark. So I see there's one dog that we always pass right down the street, so I want to see, I'm gonna just show you what this dog looks like. He went in. This particular dog down here, I call him Taco, because he's kind of like a taco color, or like beige color. But he's usually standing out here on the corner, and see where he went. Taco! I don't know where he went.